That's right, I'm back. Did you think I wouldn't be? I'm back. I being Howard Riell, the show being Real Truth. I am back. I was out yesterday and the day before, but I'm happy to be back on the airwaves for you. Item. Washington Post, middle class income rose to a record level in 2017 as the strong economy lifted the fortunes of more Americans, the U.S. Census reported on Wednesday. Item from the Climate Depot, the United States likely surpassed Russia and Saudi Arabia to become the world's largest crude oil producer earlier this year, based on preliminary estimates in EIA's short-term energy outlook, unquote. Folks, I grouped these two items together because they are only the very latest examples of the spectacular things that Donald Trump is doing for the United States. Now, we've got midterm elections coming up in November. You know it. I've been hammering away at it. They are absolutely critical. And we have to get the Republican vote out. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because Trump needs help. He can't do it alone. He needs more allies in Congress. All the Democrats are offering America is Venezuelan-style socialism, higher taxes, more regulation, eliminating ICE, getting rid of our borders, outlawing plastic straws, transgender bathrooms, refusing to lift a finger to solve any problems for Americans, and calling every other human being they happen upon a racist. That is the Democrat platform, and it means absolutely nothing to most Americans. It is absolute garbage, and it's a sign of just how low our political world has gotten. You saw Cory Booker and Kamala Harris on TV during the Kavanaugh hearings, both of them mugging for the cameras, both of them trying to put themselves over as a presidential candidate, both of them succeeding only in showing what losers they are. We've got to elect more Republicans this November, which means not only that you need to go vote, of course you do, you need to take people with you to vote Republican, family members, friends, co-workers, people who belong to your organizations. Organize them, make phone calls, make sure they go and they vote. Every vote counts. Also, go on the internet, find articles that show the world, show Americans exactly all the great things that the Trump administration is doing. Put it out on Facebook. Put it out on Instagram, on Twitter. Get the word out, because you know, sure as shooting, that the major media will not do that. They'll scream and they'll carp about Russian collusion and racism, but when it comes to all the fantastic things that are happening now, like the two ones I just mentioned to you, middle income rising, United States becoming an energy power, most people don't know these things. You and I follow the news. The average American doesn't, so we've got to get the word out in front of their eyes. It's Wednesday, and it's Real Truth, and I'll be right back.
Grandpa's Fun and Gun, selling Walmart in the Front Range of Colorado since 1994. We specialize in guns and currently have over 400 guns for sale.
Joining us now.
We buy, sell, pawn, and trade for gold, silver, musical instruments, knives, archery equipment, quads, side-by-side, coins, and a lot more. We buy gun collections and do appraisals, which is smart for insurance purposes should a claim arise. We are, according to ATF, Colorado's second highest volume gun dealer, and because we have a lot lower overhead than the big box stores, we can beat the big box stores by as much as $100 per gun. And we have the lowest interest rates in northern Colorado, half of what the corporate stores charge when you're doing a loan. Come and see us at Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. If you love guns, if you love gold, come and see us. Check us out on the web, www.grandpaspawn.com or 303-772-7952. Grandpa,
The picture is traded for a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm I'm Joe King with CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
All right, we've got 2 missing days to try and make up for. Let's do it to it. Okay, let's start with Steve Bannon on the Laura Ingraham Show talking about the coup. Yes, the coup taking place in Washington, D.C. against Trump and the American people. Go. All right, guys, watch the rest of this video on my Facebook page, Real Truth Radio. I'm putting it there right now. Steve Bannon is a sharp cookie, and what he's saying is spot on. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. More Real Truth ahead.
Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, the threat of simply makes the city but no chest pain. To emergency medical help and call 911 if you're experiencing any of these symptoms. Pain, pressure, burning, or squeezing the chest, jaw, shoulders, back, or arms that last from 5 to 6 minutes. Unexplained sources of breath from 5 to 6 minutes. Severe amounts of vomiting, indigestion, sweating for no reason. Sudden unexplained increased fatigue, loss of consciousness or pain, unexplained panicky feelings, listen to your body. Follow your feelings, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing you in any way, or even remotely related to your body, get yourself checked out by your body. If your doctor questions you on, that's a sign you need to see a doctor. One will actually do from the symptoms to get the cause of your symptoms.
And at this moment, we have all received and grateful praise. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, He has declared Him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution
All right, guys, next up is Ann Coulter. She is very good about speaking truth about liars. Barack Hussein Obama is a liar. The economy was pathetic during his 8 years in office. Now that Donald Trump has revved it up in the high speed, he's trying to take credit for it. Everybody realizes he's a liar and a loser. Here's Ann Coulter.
On the line.
All right, the small talk and the chit chat I can live without. By the way, if you haven't gotten Ann Coulter's book, you should go out and get it today. Download it, buy it in the store. Resistance is Futile. I'm reading it. It's excellent. Item from the College Fix. A Yale Daily News survey of freshman students at that university found that more students of the class of 2022 identify on the LGBTQ spectrum than as conservative, and that queer freshmen even outnumber other sizable demographics in the class, such as Protestants and Catholics. My friends, you know, I try and be upbeat. I try and maintain my optimism about the future. But if we have more college freshmen identifying as LGBTQ than identify as conservative, then I've got very, very grave doubts about where this country is going to be in 10, 20, 30 years. What can I tell you? The world spins. We'll be right back.
All American Canadian found everyday art things dedicated to art. Now it's time to innovate art.
The plans of the people of the West. The council of the Lord stands forever. The plans of its heart to all generations. Look at the nation. God is the people he has chosen as his own here. Psalm 33 verses 10 through 12.
We hope these truths to be self-evident. That all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the American News Network. American Window Tinting Incorporated in Brightown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Chippers tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for would-be abductors. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated. Residential or commercial window tinting. Call 303-263-4228. No one anywhere, no election justice or corrected in our United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women put the bill for our freedom and freedom. And our prayers have been found. This message is from the equipment at your 24-hour Walmart supercenter. They're on the air because they care. Most people think they can't afford to invest in gold and silver. But at the Patriot Trading Group, we believe that everyone should have the opportunity to own hard assets. That's why we created our Preferred Metals program. You can get started for as little as $100 a month. Go to allamericangold.com and click on our Preferred Metals icon to learn how you can get started today. Or call us at 800-951-0592, the Patriot Trading Group, allamericangold.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. Howard Riell, Real Truth. A little something different. Here's a montage of video clips of our president, Donald Trump. Listen closely.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by the American
My friends, the only thing more tragic than the American people losing control of their government is the idea that we might regain control of our government and then lose it again by voting for Democrats, by voting for the swamp. That would be a tragedy of historic proportions. Trump has moved heaven and earth to defeat the swamp. He's still fighting it every day, and give the controls of power, the levers of power back to us. We have got to help him. Because if the country's taken away from us again, God knows if we'll ever manage to get it back. Item. From Fox News, Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel will form a task force that will consider implementing the so-called Universal Basic Income program in the city, as the embattled mayor seeks to cement his progressive legacy after promising not to run for another term. The idea for the program, which would make monthly payments to a number of Chicago families without any conditions, has been floated around in the city for months now. Back in June, Chicago's North Side Alderman Amaya Pawar introduced a resolution calling upon the mayor to launch the pilot of the program and pay 1,000 families $500 every month. My friends, if you're saying that sounds a lot like welfare, it's because it is like welfare, except you don't have to do anything to get it. It's simply a gift. God help us. Item from The Advocate, a new study from the American Academy of Pediatrics shows an alarmingly high rate of suicide attempts among transgender teens, particularly trans boys. 51% of transgender males reported at least one attempt, the highest percentage of any gender identity group. 51%, my friends, of transgender males reported trying to kill themselves at least once. Obviously, these are disturbed people, and rather than scorning them for being disturbed, we need to help them by helping to get them the psychological, psychiatric counseling they need. These people are in desperate need of care, and they're not going to get it from the people who are enabling and empowering them by slapping them on the back and saying, "Oh, I respect your courage." Courage doesn't enter into it. There's something wrong with their minds, and they need help, and I would love to see them get the help that they need. We'll be back.
Became flesh and blood among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, "This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. He lives the block of kindness to remind us that the drug problem is well done. We know our kids will be approached at the police. We want to applaud the young people in our community who have sure they know the drug. They provide examples to the students and families to be that they can be. That's what is the block of kindness located at 366 Grant Open, serving our area 1943, specializing in naturalized HD and pork and complete custom process. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listeners. We help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsored fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
All right, guys, welcome back to Real Truth. Pat Buchanan was Laura Ingram's radio guest recently. Let's listen in.
Pat Buchanan, one of my favorites, White House Director of his day, and it's not like that, and I've seen it, that's what you're doing now. Hilarious. I just read it right off. I'm not fighting, but we've updated our bio, we've got, we're back in like a dating. Your thoughts about where we are right now with the state of the American media?
My friends, let me interrupt for a second. There may be a bigger rectum on television than Chris Matthews, but if there is, I'm not aware of who it is.
It's an absurdity, and I think it's a good deal. This is what the media wants. This is what the media wants. And until Elizabeth Warren picked up on the same issue, it's pretty good to send it. It's an anonymous person in the White House.
Alright guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Look for this video on my Facebook page, Real Truth Radio.
Now, the testimony of John was used as recent Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized.
Chaplain Collins LLC salutes our emergency first responders for their professional commitment to free. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 2 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. This is an online at chapelcollins.com. Total concrete service on our provides protection. The men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Salute those who serve today. This reminder from Total Concrete Services at 4462 Hilltop Road in Longmont. Proud to serve the entire area and to work on behalf of our future. For more information, call 970-535-4780.
Now, my friends, I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't buy. You can make those decisions on your own. But I will tell you that after this whole stink with Colin Kaepernick, I will not be buying anything from Nike. Here's Ben Shapiro weighing in.
The culture war continues.
By the way, the people who want to see football players kneeling, they're all on the left. They're all Democrats. You vote for whoever you want to, but you will not win the respect of Howard Riell if you're voting Democrats. I'll be back tomorrow with more Real Truth. If you show up, you get a chance to win my respect back. Hasta luego.